Mr. President, thank you very much for joining us on A News. I'd like to start by asking you about Iraq. It's been projected that the country is among those countries that may be most affected by the negative impact of climate change. Could you just give us a sense of what you're dealing with, the challenges, and how you're attempting to protect the country and its citizens from those future negative impacts?
Good morning, and thank you very much for coming. Iraq, like many other countries, has suffered from climate change and from rise of temperature. Unfortunately, for the last 10 or 15 years, Iraq faces many years drought and reduce in rainfall, reduce in snowfall, and reduce even in the amount of water which we received from our neighboring countries to Iraq. Obviously, this has got a lot of effect. It affects drinking water, it affects agricultural water, and it increases desertifications, it increases dust storms, and it affects the climate in many ways. And like many other countries, we are doing our best to tackle these problems. And I'm glad to say for the last number of years, Iraq is stable, is safe, and the government can continue its implementations of the program. And we are in touch with the neighboring countries for increased amount of water which we received. We haven't ignored it. And at the same time, we are improving our water management by introducing new methods of irrigation, saving water, and better distribution of water. And at the same time, we are hoping to catch amount of water, which we call it harvesting of water when we have the rain. Last year and this year, the rainfall has been better. That's why the climate in Iraq has been a little bit better. But obviously, the rise of temperature globally, it has effect on every country. And we have to take really serious implementation steps to improve that situation. And we are very serious about attending all these conferences and try to learn from these conferences what are the practical steps to take to improve our environment and to improve even the climate in Iraq, and the entire world really needs an improvement. We hear about floods in many countries recently, in Spain, Far East, even United States. They have suffered drastic changes in climate and which has affected the livelihood of large number of people. So that's why I'm grateful for this conference, and I think it was a successful conference. We all enjoyed it, and we contributed our share of advices and practical steps to improve the climate. Not only for really present, but even for future generations. And I hope the recommendations of Paris Agreement to be implemented. What we need to speed up implications and practical steps to improve climate.
And you mentioned there the importance of COP29. We're here in Azerbaijan. I just wonder, could you tell us a bit more about the relationship between Iraq, Azerbaijan, and this part of the world more generally? Is it something that you feel is going to be increasingly important going forward?
Well, I'm glad to mention that. First of all, I do enjoy coming to Azerbaijan for a number of reasons. First, it's a very friendly country, and our relationship is good, strong, and I think have visited Azerbaijan more than any other countries during the period which I have taken over as a presidency of Iraq, and the cooperation between the countries is on high level, and we are going to even make it much stronger. We have now direct flights between Baku and Baghdad, and we hope to increase these flights, and we hope to expand it to other governorates and even to Kurdistan region. I think we are very proud of our relationship, and I have met His Excellency the President a number of times, and we exchange views on a number of issues, not only on environment, but on even political issues. So our relationship is good, and I'm sure it will go stronger, and I agree with you. The full cooperation between these countries, which our aim is the same, must be stronger and continuous.
And Mr. President, finally, we've seen a lot of young people attending COP29. It's not just politicians and the great leaders of the world. It seems to be an issue that is exercising the youth of populations more than ever before. I just wonder, do you have a message to young people in Iraq and beyond, a message of encouragement?
Well, it's very important, really, and I'm glad that it has been realized by new generations, the importance of the climate. I'm afraid, and I'm very sorry, that many generations ignored how to care and how to look after our environment. The increase of use of energy has been far too high. The lack of care about the climate and the environment has been ignored for many years. I think it's very important. I'm glad about the youth which has taken this message very seriously, and I think it's our duty even to implement this education in even primary schools, all the schools, and it should be a compulsory lesson through education in every field. Climate and environment is too serious to be ignored. The effect of it will be felt by every individual and every nation in the world.
Mr. President, thank you very much for joining us on A News.
Thank you.